What's going on, Dog Pound? I can tell you what's going on. It's another week of heartbreak, disappointment, misery, the factory of sadness, the mistake on the lake, all that and more. So, the game just ended, week 7. The Browns at home lose to the division rival Cincinnati Bengals 21-14. Just when you think things couldn't get any worse. The crap storm continues on. The highlight, it's not a highlight, but the biggest story out of today's game, besides going to crappy 1-6, is quarterback Deshaun Watson suffered what appears to be a season-ending Achilles muscle tear injury. And as bad as he had been playing most of the season, I don't like to see injuries like that. I was just hoping maybe they would make a quarterback change with his struggles on the field. But once again, it's not Deshaun Watson's fault alone. So let's start off. The game just started off just typical Cleveland Browns fashion. They allowed an opening 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to give the Bengals a 7-0 lead. Oh yeah, you knew it was just going to be great after that. So Nick Chubb returned after over a year after that terrible knee injury in week 2. He had a touchdown, and this is after he had a touchdown and it was recalled because of a penalty, which once again, penalties, turnovers, offensive line, piss poor play, just contributes to just a landslide of just misery and just crap. Just terrible. Just to watch a game is just gut-wrenching, and it's just terrible. It's not fun to watch this team. One thing after Watson got injured, and once again, I hate to see an injury happen. I hate to see it. I hate to see it. Anyway, they brought in DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, as a second-string quarterback, which I can understand that. You want to see, he had some success last year. You wanted to see how he would play. He's a great runner, but he's not a very accurate passer in what I've seen, and it kind of held true. He had 2 interceptions today, but he ran good, but I don't think you can run an offense with hoping for quarterback runs to maintain drives. It's just not going to happen. Our third down miseries continued. I think we're one of the bottom tier teams in third down conversions, if not the worst. Offensive line just looked awful again. I think we're, what was that? The third worst, I think, in penalties, and that just continued. The bright spots were Cedric Tillman had a really good game. I think he's gone in the season with only like 3 catches, and I think he had maybe 6 or 7 receptions. I'm not going to get into statistics because stats don't matter. The only thing that matters is the score and the 1-6 terrible record. So they brought in DTR. I was thinking they would bring in Jameis Winston, a guy that has some veteran leadership, some talent, former number 1 overall draft pick. But they went with DTR to see what he has. And, he had glimpses of success, but mostly on quarterback runs. So the defense, they played okay. They were on the field a lot. They roughed Joe Burrow up early in the first half, but, they let some big plays happen. Throws to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Big runs by, I think Brown had 2 or 3 big runs. David Njoku had a nice touchdown catch at the very end of the game, kind of in garbage time. We were already down by 2 scores. Jameis Winston did come in after it looks like DTR got injured to throw a great touchdown pass. So I don't know what the extent of DTR's injury is, so I don't know if we're going to see Winston or not. At this point, it doesn't even really matter. We should just tank. I think we have our first round pick this year, so it's not like we have a choice into tanking or not. If we lose because we suck, it's not really tanking. It's just losing because you suck. So might as well just start picking quarterbacks out of the stands and, hey, let's get that 1-16. We'll get the number 1 draft pick, draft another quarterback, and that can, sit behind Deshaun Watson for another 2 years or another year and a half. That injury is probably going to be over a year, you would think, to recover. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it looked like a pretty bad injury, and it had to be, they'd say, Achilles probably tear. So, if I'm not mistaken, our offense has been just so bad this year. I think Rodney McLeod, our safety, still leads the team in touchdowns, or at least is tied in touchdowns for the season with 2. Now that is pathetic. And, earlier in the week, we traded our best wide receiver, Amari Cooper. He was, dropping some passes. People were thinking that maybe he had some issues with being involved with the trade rumors earlier in the year, the Brandon Ayuk proposed deal. Well, what did he do? His first game in Buffalo, he scored a touchdown. Last I checked, I think he had about 60 yards receiving, But you do have Josh Allen throwing you the ball, so that's a big plus. I don't know, Oh, and some more big news is, hey, it looks like by 2029, the Cleveland Browns are going to be playing in a nice new dome in Brook Park. Yay! Yay, that's going to come out of probably a lot of the taxpayers' money, I would think. But, hey, take the turd wherever you want the turds to play. Browns are going to do Browns things. It doesn't matter if it's where they're at now, the old municipal stadium, a new dome in Brook Park. A turd is going to be a turd. You can't polish a turd. And right now, we are a bunch of Cleveland turds. Cleveland clowns. We are just trash, garbage. We suck. It's depressing. I just, week after week after week, it's like I feel like this dude that dates this girl that always cheats on him time and time again, but he keeps taking her back. Takes her back with nothing to say because he loves her so much. Well, I feel like that guy that just keeps getting burned and burned again, and just, hey, week after week, insanity. That's when you do the same thing week after week and expect a different result. The results haven't been any different. Last year was just a fluke. It's just heartbreak, disappointment, misery at the CLE, the land, the mistake by the lake, they used to call it. Well, you know what? Pure usual weekly tradition. This is going to go in the garbage. Oh, gosh. I'm going to throw away all my Brown stuff. I can't do it. I'll decide. But until then, let's cheer for a real winner. The Cleveland Guardians. Yes. No. They were eliminated last night by the New York Yankees, losing 4-1 in the ALCS. Because, you know what? You can't compete with the big market team that can spend whatever money they want. And as long as Dolan is the owner, that's about as far as we're going to go, because we're not going to be able to compete with the big boys. So, you know what? Maybe next year, Gardos. So I'm taking this off. NBA regular season starts very soon, so go Cavs. Yes, let's go get them boys in the NBA. Well, you know what? I don't have too high expectations for this year because you have a bunch of mismatched starters and a crappy bench. So we'll be in the 5th and 6th seed conversation because we didn't really do much this offseason. But that'll come later in my Cleveland Cavaliers predictions video very soon. So here we go, brownies. Here we go. This is Donna Bomb. Maybe next year, Dog Pound. Hate to see it.